There's probably going to be a theme of purple today for sure.
There will be purple throughout. I know you guys are used to your cobalt blue, but today it's purple.
That's cool.
Okay. All right, guys. So we'll go over the basics. Nick, you jump in with me anytime. I know some of you, I know like Ian has been one of my social media babies that I used to work with. And also know I'm available to work with you guys individually with social media. And then also I have to say, I think you guys all know I work with a lot of offices throughout Long Beach. You guys probably have the best social media support out of any office that I've seen in Long Beach. Between Casey and Nick, they offer a lot of great tools, resource, and content. There are not a lot of other real estate offices that offer that, where you have to pay for it or go outside of that. So definitely utilize Nick, Casey, and then me. That's a free service you get from me because I am an affiliate in your office. So let's start with the 3 E's. Now, Nick, I know some people say there's 5 E's. I think for the real estate business, there's 3 E's, and that is to entertain, engage, and educate. Now,
I have not heard the 3 E's before, so go.
Okay.
Love that.
There's a lady named Chelsea Pietz, and I'm going to show you guys what I call my agents that you should probably be following and checking out on social media. And some of them are actual social media gurus, coaches. I don't think you need to pay $500 an hour to get their services when you can do it for free on the internet.
No, you do not.
I'm going to show you my agent hit list. It's not a list of agents that I want to kill or hurt. It's agents that are the best to follow for social media. Okay. So before you post, you want to ask yourself the following. Does it entertain? Will it engage my followers? Does it tell them something they don't know or reinforce knowledge of something? So, examples. When I say entertain, I don't think you need to get on there with, juggle oranges or, dance around, be a clown. I'm talking about a meme, a life observation, short video. What you should definitely start doing, and I'll dig into this a little more, is you should start building what I call a content library. Whenever you see a funny meme, you have a funny observation, a video, or all those things, save it into your photo reels and stuff. You can use that for later. It's a form of entertainment. Engage. You want to post a question, request a recommendation, a throwback photo, things like that. Those are some great ways to engage. And then educate. You want, real estate, finance tip, a recipe, things like that. Those are all examples of way you can entertain, engage, and educate. Nick, do you want to add anything to that, or you want me to keep going?
Well, I don't know if you're going to get into like examples of this, but I love the questions that you're asking here. And I think the biggest thing, because I think the word sometimes entertain might scare some
people out. Yeah.
It might scare some people on this call, guys, but just know that your life is honestly entertaining. Like, that's what you have to understand about that point that she's making. It's like, whether it's a baby photo or it's a thing that you did in the park that day, or maybe it's even just like a workout session that morning and you just had like this moment of clarity, even though you look like crap, people love real life. That's entertaining. So don't take like, does this entertain? Like she said, it's not about juggling oranges. It's just like capturing those life moments. And the key with social media is it's really communication. So it's, how are you connecting with your audience? How are you becoming more of that friend and not so much just an acquaintance in somebody's life, right? And people want to know the real you. So that was the only thing I was going to add.
I think that's great. That's absolutely we'll touch on that a little bit more. Let's talk about the do's and don'ts. Be authentic, okay? Be your true self. People just want to see you. I won for 2 years in a row, and it was an award that was created for me at my company, is Social Media All-Star. People gave me so much crap for doing social media stuff 6 years ago. And it's I didn't have to change anything when we went into quarantine or anything like that, because people felt they knew me and they were getting the authentic Brandy. So be yourself. People want to see that. Be original. Don't post the same thing a million other agents posted. That's the same thing as being authentic. Be helpful. Be funny, and be honest. Being funny, that freaks people out, like entertain too. We're not talking about telling jokes or things like that or being a comedian. talk about your life, be authentic, be original. The funniest moments, the most authentic moments come from you being yourself. Okay. And you just want to be honest.
And
So
and just to piggyback
yeah,
off that too, like I find sometimes the funniest and the most like goofy people in our business don't post anything on social media, which like makes me always laugh. I'm like, you are authentically just like that. Why not share it
right.
with people? People would love that about you, but they're like shy or fearful of doing it. So don't hide yourself, is I think the big thing I want to say. Don't hide your funny. If you have a moment where you want to be super helpful, or that's just part of who you are authentically, like again what Brandy's saying is just be you. I think at the end of the day it's just like be you, and don't be fearful of it. Now on the right side of the screen, I want, no, obviously she can talk about her experience with the don'ts. I have my experience with the don'ts. So go ahead and share those too.
Okay. So, it's funny that we even have to go over these don'ts.
You
Okay.
have to, you have to.
But we have to. So the first one, don't be racist. Okay. I know that's like a given. I know not everybody on this meeting has no intention of being racist, but if it's something that you think might be racist, just don't post it. And if it's not something you would say to, say, maybe 5 Black people, 5 gay people, whatever the ethnic group is, if you were in a conversation with them directly, is this something you would say to them directly without the cover of Facebook? Just don't do it. Please know that you may have a bunch of people that agree with you on certain, this kind of goes into all of these things that I'm going to talk about, don'ts, that agree with you. You're going to have your little cheerleading squad, but you are also going to have 10 other people that are snapshotting, taking pictures of it, taking it out of content, sending it to other people. So just don't go down that rabbit hole. Don't get yourself in trouble. You are, I think sometimes for realtors, they get the false sense of security. They can post whatever they want because they're independent contractors. You're still a business, and so you still want to be careful. Guys, don't be political. I know everybody wants to be. I've had moments where I want to say something about something. Just don't. Trust me. And I know realtors, I'll hear them say, well, I don't want so and so's business, I want whatever. Trust me, you want Republicans' business, you want Democrats' business, you want independents' business, you want everyone's business. Why only go for 50% of that? There's a lot of times where you think, oh, I'm not even saying anything weird. People take offense to everything right now. So just chill out on those two things. Medical advice, guys, this has never been more prevalent than with having coronavirus and COVID-19. Like, if you're not a doctor, just don't give it out. It can get you into trouble. It can offend some. Being overly opinionated in general about just one topic, even if it's like, I love blue cheese. Blue cheese is the best cheese in the world. That is going to annoy people. So keep it. And then don't share, and I'll let Nick jump in after this. Don't share awkward personal things. Okay. Now, this kind of contradicts the left side of being authentic, being original, being funny, because the most funny things in life and authentic stuff come from awkward moments. I'm talking about awkward moments. And I don't think I need to give any examples on that, but things you do in the bedroom, things, different things, just try to chill out on that. So Nick, let me jump in.
Maybe don't share if your feet smell or something like that. Like that's like
perfect.
That's nobody needs to know that, right?
Right.
So use your best judgment. I think the big thing on the don't side of this is ask yourself the question, because Brandy had, to me, awesome questions on that first slide. I was like, those are great to ask yourself every time you do a post. Ask yourself this question: is it going to limit my reach? Is it going to limit my audience, right? Like, ask yourself that. And if you're posting a political thing, it's going to limit people, whatever that, somebody's going to have the opposite opinion of whatever you just posted. But, a racist or, whatever, comment like that, right? I've even had people ask me questions like, well, hey, Nick, can I post this photo of me? And it'll be like, they're pretty much naked in the photo. And I'm like, well, just ask yourself, is that going to limit your audience? Would somebody be turned off? There might be an older generation person who might want to work with you, but see that and not be okay with that kind of form of body expression, right? So you have to always ask yourself, would it limit my audience, right? So I think that's the biggest thing with the stuff on the on the right side of the screen here. And the giving medical advice, that's so funny. I see so many people doing that right now. I think it's different if you're going to give like let's say like a diet or like a weight loss tip. That's
Right.
a little bit different, but like medical advice, like, yeah, don't tell people to take this medicine because it helps you.
Exactly. Or the vaccine doesn't work and space aliens are using it. Like,
Yeah, like, oh, I'm hearing from my friends that Moderna is better than Pfizer. Like, nobody,
right.
that's not needed.
Right.
We just got on a Zoom call like the other day. I think one of our sales meetings, people were talking about that. Oh, I've heard people don't have as many symptoms with Moderna. I'm like, oh, let's not talk about this. Because like we don't know, right? We don't know
Right.
what we're talking about. So long story short, I love it. I just think ask yourself, is it going to limit your audience?
I think that's a great one. And I need to add that to this thing. That's a great tip. And I mean, you know, if it's a thing of I have a really sore throat, okay, well, I love this, you know, green tea with turmeric, you know, stuff like that's not a big deal. You know, people do want to get those opinions and stuff. Just anything that could change someone's life. Just think about that. Okay, whoops. Oh no, I missed. Sorry guys, I'll make you go through it again. Hold on.
We lost your screen share.
I hit the thing. Sorry about that, guys.
By the way, are there any questions? You guys can chime in with questions as we go, just so you know.
And we might cover them, you know,
as we go,
as we get into the thing. So let me just click slowly from now on. Okay, here's some examples of some of the most popular posts, because a lot of people are like, what do I start with? And we'll go over when and how and all that stuff too. But these posts on the left are the most popular posts that you'll get the most likes, the most engagement from. Believe it or not, selfies. Everybody loves a selfie. It goes a long way. It is a popular post to get. If you're not comfortable with doing selfies or you don't know how to hit those angles, don't worry about it. There's other great posts. Dogs and animals. Guys, if you want to be neutral with everybody, post about your dog, your animal. Whenever you guys do your annual pet drive that you guys do, post the heck out of that. This is my dog Coco on the right. Her adoption story got 575 likes. People, Republican, Democrat, black, white, whatever, everybody loves animals. There's only a few weirdos that hate animals and do you want right? So those are always good. Dogs and animals, a good dog animal story. Grandkids are great. Grandkids are even more popular than kids. People love grandkid stuff. Kids are popular too, but you know, don't over post with kids. I know parents don't like to hear that sometimes, but like, you know, first day of school, we don't need to add hour on the hour post of this is them in the morning at school. This is them, like that can be kind of it's a fine line. Food, people love food. If I post a picture of nachos that I made, I will get 200 likes every time, you know, or people, what's your favorite recipe? This is what I made, things like that. A pregnancy journey. I know not everybody's available to get pregnant, but pregnancy journey, people love, they feel like they know you, your baby. It's a great, you know, you should definitely post that. Anniversary, people love anniversaries, a love story. You know, me and Nick are Valentine's babies, so people love the love. And then any kind of personal story. So I am a 3-time cancer survivor myself. I've always shared that journey on here. I think everybody can relate to or has been affected by something like cancer. Anything kind of personal like that that's inspiring is great to share. So, and when I say personal, I mean personal like that, not personal weird. Nick, you want to jump in?
I think one of the things that you mentioned, like don't overdo it like on the grandkids or the kids, you know, I think it's nice to sprinkle in your content. I know a big question I'm probably going to get, which you might cover it in your slides, Brandy, I don't know, is like, well, hey Nick, what about my business page? Like, are you going to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I am going to talk about that.
So I won't go there yet.
Okay.
But yeah, diversify your content. Like, and even with what Brandy's posted on this screen here, there's enough diversity just there. Like, you can post 1 week or 1 day about your anniversary of some kind or a personal story. Then you could follow up with a dog post, then do a selfie. Like all of that right there, you could just blend into your monthly calendar of content. And for those of you that need help with content for like video or posting ideas, we did a 48-week action plan at Coldwell Banker. earlier in this year, like January, even maybe December of last year. So if you guys want that at the end of this, let me know, because we came up with an idea for each week that you could like go hardcore on social media, video, whatever. So let me know if you guys want that at the end.
Guys, that is an amazing resource. You should definitely utilize that, especially if you don't know quite what to post yet or how to do this. There's no, like I said, other office that offers that in Long Beach. That's a huge benefit, and I would really take advantage of that.
Thanks, Brandy.
You're welcome. Okay, let's talk about Facebook specifically right now. And kind of, me and Nick kind of touched on some of these things, but this is kind of like how to get started. So in regards to your posts, you do not want to overpost, and you don't want to only post real estate stuff. We will talk about, your business page versus, your personal Facebook page. People always go, should I do Facebook or business? The answer is you should do both. But your business one needs to be that's all your real estate stuff. But your friends and family should know you're a real estate agent. The story I hear all the time is, oh my God, I can't believe my cousin listed with somebody else. How did they not use me? Well, do they know you're a realtor? Do you post that every once in a while? Do you send them things like that? So you want your group of people, everyone, friends and family knows I'm a home warranty rep. Okay. So you want them to know, but you don't want to hit them over the head with it constantly with real estate stuff. So you want to really start with at least once a week you're posting. I dedicate an hour every Monday to my posts. You want to dedicate, you want a time block. It should be part of your media marketing mix. If you really want to do social media, it needs to be incorporated in part of your routine. So you want to spend at least an hour a day engaging. What is engaging? That is liking, commenting, sharing, things like that. You want to start doing videos. We'll touch on that a little later. Don't freak out, but you do want to start doing videos. That is the next thing in Facebook. It is going to be all videos soon. Facebook Live, believe it or not, gets 6 times the engagement of anything else, but you want to have a reason to do Facebook Live. So if you're at, like, say what is the annual pet thing you guys do, Nick? What is it called?
It's actually just called Adopt a Pet.
Adopt a Pet event.
Yeah.
That's something you should be posting live from. If you're doing an open house, if you coordinate garage sales for your neighborhood that you farm in, have a reason to do a live.
And something I want to add to the Facebook real quick, like a charitable thing, because we did the food drive this past, was it thanks? I don't know if it was for Thanksgiving or December. We did a food drive, and literally the lobby of every office we had was stacked with food, right? And we've got 300 and something agents. It was the most impressive food drive I've ever seen us do. But only like 3 or 4 agents at our whole company took advantage of it on social media. Like, they rode that train till it stopped. They did I had one agent do 2 different Facebook Lives. She set up shop at Naples Island. She did an entire Facebook Live there. Another agent did a Facebook Live because she filled the back of her convertible with food. Like, there were so many great moments. You could have just even come in the office and done it from the office and just take credit for everybody else's food they brought. That was fine.
Content right there.
Just to spread the word. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that is huge. Great reason to go Facebook Live. Easy to talk about. People love that you're being giving. It's great.
It's perfect. It's a 2-for-1 deal. I mean, even I posted from that, guys. I donated 2 bags of groceries, and I utilize that for content. You want to always do that. You want to utilize stories for upcoming events, but also I need to kind of update that. Stories are kind of the next thing. Stories are the little board across the top of your Facebook where you post stuff. It's a great way to be engaged and post regularly without being annoying, because not everybody checks stories, but some people only check stories and they just want to go through that. They're not going to go to your page, or they're not going to see your post. So you want to start utilizing that. Okay. Do not post the exact same post 5 other real estate agents just posted at the exact same time, especially if your territory's touch. Okay. This goes across the board for all people. I can always tell when somebody just got out of a social media gurus class. I can tell when they all post at the exact same time. What's your favorite cocktail to make during a quarantine, right? That's a great engagement question. And you should probably write it down to post eventually. But when 10 other Long Beach real estate agents are posting that too, it doesn't come off as authentic or original. So you want to kind of stagger those things. Nick, I see you laughing. Do you agree? Or
Well, because I forget what it was, but it was like last year sometime, and it was so funny because everybody went to a seminar, and it was like the question that the guy told you all to ask before you spent
when was the first time you bought your house?
It was that one.
Okay.
It was all that was part of his training, but the other one was, what was the make and model of your first car? When did you get your first car? That was what it was. And I'm not lying, you guys, Mike, because I've almost my whole feed is pretty much realtors at this point.
Right.
I'm talking 30 to 40, 50, 60 agents at the same time. Boom. It was like right during the seminar. And guess what happens? When everybody's got the same posts and everybody's got the same content, it doesn't really get anywhere, right? It doesn't get anywhere as much as it should. So that's where having that little bit of originality, maybe taking the same idea of asking a question was genius, but don't make it about the car. Maybe make it about, like Brandy's other example was a house or something else. Or what would you put in if you had your favorite salad, like what would you put in your salad? That's my point. Yeah, because I'm laughing because I remember that.
No, I remember that too. It was that one, and it was like, when did you purchase your first house? I mean, it was title reps, it was home warranty, it was everyone in real estate was posting it, and it's like it's funny. You got to laugh at it. Like I said, save that question for a week later or something. Just not where we can all tell. Oh, there must have been a seminar that just happened right now. You want to keep it original.
Gary asked a question. What about jokes? Yeah. I think jokes are great.
Jokes are great. People totally engage. They laugh. Not everybody sees the punchline automatically. Totally fine. Just like Nick said, is it something that's going to alienate somebody or something like that? Now, how do you engage with other people's posts? So I have in capitals here, do not be a lurker/hater. Okay. What's a lurker? What's a hater? So in order not to be, let me go with how you don't be that way. You like, you comment, you engage. How do you come off as a lurker? First of all, we have to realize the world has changed, right? So maybe you see your friend just went to Cancun, but you don't like or comment or say anything about it. But then you see that friend in real life and go, oh my God, your pictures in Cancun were beautiful. How was Cancun? You know what? That would be a normal thing when we were normal human beings and didn't engage through social media, but you have to actually like it, because otherwise they're like, wow, you look at all my stuff, but you don't even like it. Unfortunately, that's how it's taken nowadays. So you just want to comment, engage, and, don't be like a serial liker and not ever say oh, happy anniversary or beautiful pictures. You want to do those things. And there's some people that it's unintentional, but there are people that just are lurking and they don't like or say anything. And it gets noticed. And you need to like and engage, because then people like and engage with you. And that gets you in the feed and things like that. You want to jump in, Nick?
Yeah, it's the whole lurker comment's hilarious. I love that. I've never heard people be called lurkers, but there's a lot of lurkers out there on social media. Keep in mind that Facebook, the algorithm, the way it works, it's also tracking, again, like you said earlier, Brandy, the engagement. It's not just tracking what you post, it's tracking actually how you contribute to other people's content as well. So it's really looking at you as a user on your own. So one thing you want to keep in mind, we've taken classes by Chuck Whitehead before at Coldwell Banker Associated Brokers, and one of his big things is hey, listen, when you comment on somebody's post, comment 4 words or more. Don't just like it. Maybe love it. Do the wow face. Do the care face. You know what I mean? A care click is literally the same kind of emotion or effect as the like or the love, in a sense, but it's going to help you rank higher on social media, so that when you go to post, it's well, hey, this guy engages with people's content, so I'm going to reward them by promoting their post more. So remember that it's a two-way street. It's not just about posting original content. It's also about how you engage. Just keep that when you're on there.
Absolutely. That is such a great point. And you also want to, if you share another person's post, you want to give them credit, right? So you either want to tag them or shout out to Nick for sharing about his famous blueberry pancakes, or if you don't need to maybe put them when you reshare their post, but at least don't ever reshare somebody else's post without at least liking or commenting on their original one. Okay. It's just kind of bad form. You want to have that kind of, what's the word? Why can't I think of it? Manners, or,
Yeah. Etiquette.
Etiquette. Thank you. I couldn't etiquette. So just want to make sure you give them credit somehow by liking or commenting, or when you share it, actually shouting them out. It's just a nice thing to do.
And just so you guys know, when you share somebody else's post, you're literally like saying like, good job in a way. Like there's a little bit of that dopamine rush when somebody shares your stuff.
Right.
You're like, oh wow, they really love what I just posted. That's so cool. They look at you differently. My only add to that would be if you're going to share somebody's post, write something original from you about the post, like give credit, like Brandy's saying, but also write something because then it reinvigorates it on your feed. If you just hit share and you don't write anything, you're not going to get any momentum out of your post because Facebook looks at it like, well, that guy already did that. So
Exactly.
give it a ton of traction here. So make sure you add something. Like if you're going to share it, obviously you thought it was cool, you thought something about it. So write what you thought and then post it.
Totally. Great point. Now, here's a fun tip, guys. Don't get tagged by someone who has less of a following than you. You be the tagger and vice versa. Okay. So if you have more of a social media following than the person you're at an event with. So say me and Nick are doing the Adopt a Pet event, and Nick has more of a social media following. Nick should tag me because I'm going to benefit from Nick's social media following, and I will get the more tags and likes. It would be opposite if I had less of a following than Nick. Nick would not want me to tag him because he's not going to get as much traction. You guys understand what I'm saying? So whoever has more of the following and
I'm
more.
sorry, don't understand. What's tagging?
We'll go over tagging in a second. So tagging is if me and Nick are at an event, we want to say that we're there together. We hit the tag button, and maybe we could go over, Nick, later, like the basics of what tag is and all that stuff. But there's a button where you can tag a friend that you're with at the event to let them know that you guys are there together.
You guys know that little icon on your post when you go to post something, there's that little icon that looks like a little person, but you got like a shopping tag kind of like hanging off of them or whatever. I think that that's what the icon looks like. That's the one that actually lets you tag people, so you can like add people to your post.
Can you see that little blue person that says,
yeah, there you go, tag friends.
Tag friends. So you can say where you're at, you can say a feeling that you have. So if me and Nick were at an event, so like right now I could tag that me and Nick are at an event, we're teaching a social media class together, and I actually probably should do that post. And we can check in at Coldwell Bank or wherever we're at. So if we were like doing the Adopt a Pet event, the reason we'd want to do that is we'd want people to come to our location. We'd want all of our friends in our group to know that we are there. So that's a little more kind of in, God, why can't I think of my words today? A little more detailed Facebook stuff that me and Nick can go over with everybody kind of like on a one-on-one basis. Okay.
You're totally good.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Christine. Great question. And there's always a person that asks me what's tagging and I forget. Hello, those are basic things. Now, Facebook Messenger, I won't go down this rabbit hole too much, but Facebook Messenger is a great way to hit people up, let them know about an open house, check in, say hi, a new listing. It's kind of getting away from not just posting all real estate stuff on your regular page, but you just don't want to be annoying. You just don't want to be a used car salesman. Unfortunately, sometimes realtors are associated with used car salesmen, even though we know they're not. But you want to be the bottom three there: informational, check in, say hi, new listing. I'll tell you one thing that was really annoying during the quarantine is I would get these Facebook messages from lenders, sometimes agents too. Hey, buy or list your next house, do it with me. It just looked very generic. It didn't look personal, things like that. So you just want to be mindful of what you're posting or what you're sending in Facebook Messenger. Okay.
You guys you guys should be using Messenger to reconnect. It's kind of like the precursor conversation to an actual text message conversation, which should be eventually like a phone call, right? So
exactly,
it should be like a hi, how are you? Oh my God, I miss you kind of use. It should not be so much a like she said, don't spam everybody, because I got those too during quarantine. Got a lot of generic, almost like coupons. It was work with me and I'll do this for you.
Right.
No, I don't even know you, right? Or maybe I do, but now I don't even like you because you didn't even say hi. You just hit me.
Yeah, it's creepy. Especially if it was somebody that you knew, it was it came off even less authentic because it's hey dude, we just had coffee yesterday. Why didn't you tell me about that? You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
came off as like, it was very like generic for everybody.
Yeah. So don't use Messenger for that. Maybe your e-blast can be a little bit more salesy because it's just an e-blast, but Facebook Messenger is kind of seen more like a text message. So make it authentic and be you with it.
Exactly. And that's why you want to utilize, once again, your business page, because people are expecting to go there for business and for real estate. Okay, so let's talk about Facebook versus other social media platforms. Facebook versus others. So Facebook is the best platform for our business. You know, you keep hearing people say, oh, TikTok and all the kids are on there. For our business, for real estate, and for our age group, you do get the most traction from Facebook still. It's still one of the best social media resources that you can use. Realtors utilize Facebook more than any other platform. You want to use, and we talked about this, and I'll let Nick talk more about this too. You want to use your personal page, not your business page, as far as the engagement and interacting, but there's nothing wrong with maintaining a business page that is solely for, so say you're having an open house when it's normal again, right? You can totally create a Facebook event on your personal page, but then you can also create one on your business page as well, right? So that wouldn't be annoying. That's what you do as a realtor, and you can invite people and things like that. You want to keep in mind, like, Facebook versus business, or even Facebook versus LinkedIn. Your business page is going to be your business professional, and your Facebook page is going to be your business casual. You know, you want to, it's still casual, it's still personal, things like that. Do you want to jump in, Nick, about business page stuff?
Yeah, I just think, we were just on a call like a week ago or whatnot, and one of the agents was saying that they like to keep their page 30, 33, 33, 33, and it was like 33% informational, like educational content, 33% personal, and 33% just strict business. So I thought that was an interesting breakup. But what my golden rule, just to, if in case you guys were on that call and you remember somebody saying that, I'd say just get really clear on like the 80-20 rule. Like if you're on your personal page, it should be 80% personal, sprinkle in some business. Like if you went on an appraisal today, or you went and showed a client that you love or a best friend property, like you can post that because it's kind of personal. It's kind of lifestyle, right?
Right.
And then when you're on your business page, it really should be 80% business, but that 20% personal, so that you keep an audience engaged and you keep people getting to know you too. So I think just try to keep it balanced like that.
Absolutely. All right, guys, let's talk about video. I said I was going to talk about this a little more. And here's the thing with video. Just do it. Okay. Does my face really look like that? Yes. Do I really sound like that? Yes. Does anyone besides my spouse or my kids notice these things? No. Okay. You look like you on video to everyone else. We critique ourselves. The biggest mistake I ever made when I first started doing video, I have a little show, a little web series called the Long Beach Real Estate Minute. There's been several agents from your office, including Nick, featured on it. You know, I was always worried about my double chin or my hair or whatever. It's like nobody noticed the things besides me, right? So you just kind of got to get over that. You got to do it, and you got to do just your first or second take. If you keep trying to reshoot it and redo it over and over again, you get in your head, and it's just, you know, no one is noticing those things besides you. People love video. You will get so much more engagement. You might not see as many likes, but you'll see like 300 views, right? So that is the difference. You just got to do it. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate. I think it's a good thing too. Video is the next thing. They're saying by the year, I think like 2026 or something, that Facebook's going to be like 100% video. So it's good to start getting used to that and doing it now. Nick, do you want to add anything about video before I?
Oh God, they've heard me give whole presentations on video.
Okay, so
we're good.
we hammered the video topic home. Okay, guys, I'd say this is the most important thing about social media, is be consistent. If you either do it or you don't do it. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get any of the benefits. So like I said, devote an hour a day, whatever, you know, if you ever have me or anyone else personally coach you, whatever works for you, but you have to be consistent for people to get to know you. You know, I'm so consistent. If I don't post something, somebody thinks I fell off the world or I quit my job or, something like that. So you want to have a good balance with it, a good work-life balance. But just like you take time to go farming, you take time to do cold calling, whatever it is you do, you need to incorporate that. If social media is the road you want to take, go down it. So, and even though I'm like, social media is my wheelhouse, I do recognize it's not for everybody, but it is for people that think it's not for them all the time. So you want to just be consistent. If you're not ready for video, at least start with other types of posts like we discussed earlier. That's the way you can start engaging and just start interacting with Facebook friends and family ASAP. That's what you should start doing right now. Even if you don't have anything to post, start interacting. Like Nick said, that'll get you in the algorithm. And then start gathering content. Like I said, start creating a little content library on your phone. Pictures, videos, memes, ideas. When I think of something, I'll think of these thoughts and I'll post it. So one of my most popular posts, actually two of my most popular posts have been on marriage, right? I posted about a month ago, no one ever told me in marriage that the stuff you have will ever be put back in its rightful location ever again, right? Like, once your husband will move stuff, he'll never put it back, along those lines. I got 337 likes and then about 112 comments on that. And then a couple weeks ago, I posted, how come whenever you try to give your husband friendly advice while he's driving, he gets mad and says, do you want to drive? I got over 170 comments from men. They were very triggered by that post, just like a regular life thing like that. People just want to relate. So just consistency and all these things are very important. Okay, guys, here's my hit list. You can take a picture if you'd like. Let me move my little thing. And I'm going to tell you just like what each of these people are good for and whatnot. So all of these people here, like Nat Ferguson, everybody here is kind of at different levels of social media on what they do, what they're good at, like somebody like Nat for say, he's a big Instagram person, and we'll touch on Instagram a little bit, but like people like Blair, Shannon Jones, they're all good at the Facebook, all aspects, Facebook, Instagram. They are, Barbara Betts, she does like a lot of interviews. She has a little show. These are all great people to follow. And I'll get this question all the time. Should I even be following other real estate agents? Like, are they going to steal my ideas? No one's going to steal your ideas. Most of you guys are doing the same thing anyways. You're just not consistent with it. So the ones that are consistent are the ones that are successful. I get that all the time with like marketing flyers, and what's the saying, Nick? Like it takes like 9 to 12 touches before somebody remembers you. You can reuse the same one all the time, because guess what? I get a million realtors that are like, I'm going to start doing this. They don't. So it's not like you guys are cross-referencing. You might have some of the same ideas, but it's good to make friends with other realtors on, if there's somebody that or you see how they work and you like it, say you get a lot of offers or something, Shannon, these people, how they work, they're professional at their job from Facebook. So there's nothing wrong with being friends with other realtors. Guys, there's other people here on the side, but what I want to focus on my right-hand side here is Chuck Whitehead. Nick already mentioned him. If you guys aren't following Chuck, you should be on Facebook and Instagram. He's a really good Facebook person. Chuck came and spoke at our company's office meeting about 7 years ago, our sales team, and I incorporated, at least 5 or 6 things of his method to my social media. And it's one of the things that's made me really successful as well. So you should definitely be following him. Whenever they bring him to your office, definitely go to his events. He does great business planning, things like that. Chelsea is like a social media guru on all aspects. You should be following her on Facebook, Instagram. She's one of those social media coaches. She'll kill me for saying this, but I don't think it's worth paying to social media coach with her. You can get all of her good advice for free. She actually is the social media director at Fidelity National Financial. So she's big time. She does any new social media thing, she's on it. So definitely follow her. Michelle Calkins, I love Michelle, and me and Nick were actually, maybe when things go back to normal, we were going to actually bring her in to speak for you guys. She is and Nick, let's talk after this of bringing her in to do an Instagram class.
I love that.
She's an Instagram guru. She is Coldwell Banker out in Lake Arrowhead. She has created a niche and she's called the Sexy Bath Realtor. And we'll talk about that later and what that means. But you guys should definitely follow her. She's great on Instagram. So the Chuck, Chelsea, Michelle, if you walk away from any of these people today, definitely follow them. That's my hit list. So I did it again. Hold on one second, guys. I promise.
You're okay. You're fine.
It was the second to last one. Let's put this in.
I was gonna say, crap, we're getting to like the end of our time. I'm like, holy, we've been talking to you. Well, you've been talking.
I'm almost done and I did it again. I'm gonna kill somebody. Okay, guys, I'm not doing the slideshow format here.
That's fine. You're good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just don't want you guys to leave me, so I'm dragging it out. Okay, here we go. All right. This is the last slide and we're done, guys. Other social media platforms. The next best one to Facebook is Instagram. I'm personally trying to move myself to Instagram more than Facebook. This is a younger millennial audience. And, I'm realizing millennials aren't that young anymore, but whatever. So that's a great audience. I think Instagram is better for real estate topics because that, like your business page, that's what they know they're going there for, right? So I think you can post more straight up real estate stuff, but you still want to mix in all of your personal things like that. Utilize stories. You always want a hashtag. Hashtags are a great way to get people to come to your page. And we created a hashtag for you. I don't know if he's still using it. I think it was like the blue glasses realtor or something, something super cute. So like for me, my hashtag is BZ for home warranty. You could do Long Beach real estate, but just note when there's generic ones like Long Beach real estate, that's going to take anybody that hashtags Long Beach real estate, it's going to take it to that page. You want to switch up content. Do not have the exact same thing you have on Facebook as you have on Instagram, or it's like, okay, why am I following them on both of these places? You want to have some of the same things, but I think it's better. This is a great place to create a niche. So like I was saying, Michelle Calkins, she's known as the Sexy Bath Realtor. It all started when she was on tour and she saw this bathtub and she's like, wow, this is a sexy bath. And she got inside and took a picture. After that, everybody kept asking, show us the bathtub, show us the bathtub. She ended up having to create a whole other Instagram for sexy bathtubs, right? So it's a great place to do that. It's a good place also if you don't want to be too personal. Twitter and LinkedIn, guys, I don't think there's much return for real estate business on here. I think it's good for posting generic Coldwell Banker stuff, post articles. If you just want to have a presence, it's good. It's a great place to repost corporate content using JPEG. You always want a hashtag in both places. A quick side note about Snapchat and TikTok. I don't think it's that great of a use for real estate social media, but it's great for filters and getting content. So remember I told you about building up your content library and stuff. I always use TikTok for when they show like houses. If you're at a house on site, that's kind of the next big thing. People are doing that on TikTok. So it's a great place for filters and content. We can dig into that a little deeper. So which one do I use? I say pick one and master it. I suggest starting with Facebook. If you're not into Facebook, at least start with Instagram and master it. And that's it for me, Nick. If you want to jump in or.
No, I thought that was fabulous. And I do suggest you guys start on Facebook and at least get that established and then move on to Instagram. I know on this call alone, I can see some of the names, like some of you naturally gravitate towards Instagram or Facebook, and that's totally cool. Like you're going to develop your audience wherever you go. Something that was on that last slide that, we're actually going to have a class on very soon with Deborah Schreider was on LinkedIn, because there's so much missed opportunity on LinkedIn, and she's actually going to do a class with you guys on that. So that's coming up. The biggest thing that part of the class today was online presence. Everything you guys do that Brandy talked about today will help you increase your online presence. All of it is going to help tweak where you're going when people Google your name. And if you want to know what to look for or what not to look for, Google yourself, find out what's popping up. You know, if you don't like something that's showing up, get rid of it if you created it. Or if it's something you don't like that's there, then you know that you have an obstacle that you have to overcome that's associated with like your name and the words real estate, right? But the more you do this stuff today, the more you're going to increase your online presence and people are going to see you clearly as a realtor in the community. And that's what's clear. I mean, the fact that Brandy had a whole slide just on people who are killing it on social media, that goes to show you that it does reach people, it does matter, and it can be a tool for you in your business.
Absolutely. There's some really successful agents right now that are utilizing social media. Like I said, for me and those other people, we weren't going crazy when the quarantine happened. What are we going to do? How are we going to talk to our agents? How are we going to do that? We already have that established. So it really is a good, you know, you should at least, like I said, have it part of your marketing mix. I would just say with LinkedIn, you want to be careful. Sometimes you'll get a lot of spam from recruiters and stuff. So just, you know, watch out for that. And you can always kind of cut that off, but it's another great platform for sharing good information, content, things like that.
And remember, guys, if you do video content, you know, after today and you want to start doing that, try to make it under a minute. It's kind of easier because you can post it also on Instagram and kind of spread the love a little bit. I know there's Instagram TV and stuff, and that starts to even get outside of my scope with what I feel comfortable talking about. But try to keep your content under a minute. You know, remember, people's attention spans is not that, what do you say, not that long. Literally
nobody watches it really more than a minute 50 seconds. I mean, it's
anyways, right? So
statistical fact that people like, okay, they only want to get that much. That's why our show's called the Long Beach Real Estate Minute, because that's about as much as long as people are going to watch it for.
And something else too, like we were asking you guys to ask yourself questions like, will this engage people? Will this entertain people? All of those questions. You know, is this going to offend or limit my reach or my audience, right? Also at the same time, and I don't want to sound like a walking contradictory or contradiction, sorry, that's wrong. But my point is, you know, also don't overthink it at the same time, because don't cripple yourself by not being able to post and get content out there and start creating that relevancy in other people's lives. Like, don't limit yourself. So again, a lot of this is done by trial and error. You will naturally see, I think, what takes off on your social and what doesn't. I know Brandy's always on there and she's willing to comment on your guys' stuff. I try to comment on your guys' stuff as much as I can as well, just to help you get more traction. But I thought today's class, I thought we covered kind of the basis today. I thought that was good. Any other questions, guys?
I want to just jump on one thing that Nick said about Googling yourself. Definitely Google yourself. I learned the hard way that there was another Brandy Zamora out there that had a full tattoo on her neck and had kidnapped her girlfriend in Colorado and took her on like this whole crazy story that I had to like contact, and that was coming up when you would Google Brandy Zamora. So you definitely want to Google yourself, make sure there's the right information and things out there.
Any questions or comments, guys? Wow. Okay. Well, either we bored everybody to death or we did an amazing job.
We were thorough, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if you don't have any questions, I'm gonna let you guys go. Remember, Brandy's with Fidelity Home Warranty.
Wait, I'm gonna give away a surprise gift card, Amazon $5 gift card, for you guys coming today, because this is a great turnout. I know you have other things you could be doing. So Nick, what should the criteria be? Should we quiz them? Should we ask them what the 3 E's are?
Ooh, good one. Do that. What are the 3 E's? First person to type it in chat.
First person to get the 3 E's.
Great question. Love that.
I don't know if that's too hard.
It might be.
I don't see anyone answering. Lauren looks like she's trying to answer.
Thinking like
her thinking face on.
I know. She's like, I'm gonna get that shit. What was it? It was
got it. Look at Connie.
Oh,
hey, you got it, Connie. Congrats.
Good job. That's awesome.
If you could get me your email address, I will email you a $25 Amazon gift card.
Fabulous. Way to go, Connie. Thank you guys again for jumping on today. This was awesome. I really do appreciate all of you tuning in. And again, if you have questions in the future, don't be afraid to call Brandy. Don't be afraid to call myself. Call Casey. Gosh, call Nicole Tudor in Lakewood. We've got so many people who are there to help you guys. Even some of our title reps are amazing at social media too. So feel free to reach out. There's so many people to help.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a fabulous day.
Have a great day, guys. Connie.